So, like many of you, you probably have like very loose religious practices, in the sense that yes, you do identify with a particular religion, but you don't necessarily stick to all the practices of it. You're like very wishy-washy with it, and you don't really dedicate yourself to it. But I do think we hit to a point now where it would be useful to go back down those paths, at least to some extent. So, what brought about this idea in my mind is the fact that I've been achieving all these things in my life, and that's great. Your brain's telling you, okay, you've done good, you've achieved X, Y, and Z. But in your heart, in your soul, you don't actually feel that fulfilled about it. You're sitting back and thinking, okay, well, I've achieved all these things now, but what does it really mean? I don't really feel like this has really made a big difference to my life. I think that's where religion comes in, or not even just religion, but thinking about the community and the world as a whole. Because think about all the achievements you've made now, and think about how that can help the next person, rather than like just having all these like badges on you to say, hey, I've achieved all these things. I think if you transcend it to the next point of saying, okay, I've achieved this, I've bought experience in this field of life, I have the financial wealth in this. So now, as a result of doing this, I can give it on to the next person. So like, I keep talking about this, but I think it's relevant. I want to start a shelter one day. And I can only do that once I get some financial backing. So that's why I'm trying to build up my finances, obviously for myself as well, but also to go to this like shelter thing that I have in mind. And that's a nice way to like transcend the achievements you've built up. Another way though is like through building character. So say now you've built character and now you're quite happy with the way you interact with people and all of that. But it's kind of limiting yourself if you just say, okay, I've built up this character now, and that's great for me, but I don't really care beyond that. I think it's more powerful if you take it to the next level, where you try to help the next person. I think this is where religion helps you, in the sense that it gives you like the moral compass and the framework to transcend from the central point. I often look at the life of Christ actually, and he was quite a like nice moral being to like set as our benchmark. He was a good man who, at least in the Christian view, got crucified and killed himself to get like all of us free from sin. Obviously that's the Christian view of things, but if you look at it through that lens, I actually think it's quite a nice, noble thing that he went out to do. So I think if you view it from wanting to become more like that sort of man, you're going to go beyond what you actually want to achieve at the moment. You're going to impress the world around you and have a good impact on everything that's happening. I think another big point to talk about is it's important to still have like the self-development undernote. So what I mean by that is still look to improve yourself for yourself, because a lot of times that will still be the primary source of your ambition. And as men, a lot of the times we are most motivated by like financial gains for ourselves, because we can see what we're going to get from the money, but also through like building a nice relationship with the feminine women. I think both of that is important. So I'm not saying forget about all of that, but I do think the emphasis on that needs to be reduced a bit. If you look at all like religious scriptures and all of that, they often talk about material possessions rather, not actually providing much value to your life. And it makes sense. If you look at a lot of the richest people, they have all this money, but they're not really actually feeling that happy and fulfilled with their life, even though they've actually supposedly achieved the level of success that everyone should be aiming for. And I think that's why religion now, or just simply believing there's a God up there, would help you a lot on your journey. But with that said, I'll see you in the next one to becoming a better man.